En retard chez Red Bull, hein. Je voudrais pas dire, mais c'est en retard. Hein. C'est en retard. Il y a, ouais, 7-8 minutes de retard, du coup. Allez. J'ai mis le chat YouTube de la chaîne Red Bull. Verstappen 3 World Champion, oh là là. Oh là là, je déteste déjà ces gens. Donc je suis en live que sur Twitch, hein, du coup. Vous l'aurez compris. Alors, on met du son. Salut à tous. New York City. Bonjour tout le monde, merci à vous. Je vais essayer de traduire à l'arrache. Ah non, je vais traduire n'importe comment. C'est encore mieux ça. Ok, d'accord, on se serre pas la main. Des tensions chez les présentateurs. Ah, ça va durer 1 heure. Dès qu'il y a la présentation de la voiture, je me casse, hein. Je vous préviens. Ouais, ils vont interviewer les pilotes, voilà. Quelle ambiance! Oh, Daniel, le traître qui retourne chez Red Bull. Quelle honte, Daniel, tu devrais avoir honte de toi. Hein. Franchement, c'est lamentable. Alors, Firefox, si tu peux rester là. Merci. Salut à toi. Ça fait longtemps. Bonne année, du coup. Elles sont déjà en février. Putain, ça fait 1 mois déjà. De 2023. Plus que 11. Il y a quand même des fans d'Hamilton dans le chat chez Red Bull là. 44. Pourquoi tout le monde m'acclame dans le chat Red Bull? Ouais, t'as vu ça? Quel succès. Merci. Oui, il y a un écho les gars là. L'ingénieur du son, hein? Putain, mais il y a une ambiance, personne n'applaudit, rien quoi. Tout le monde s'en branle. Ah, c'est chiant les pubs, hein. Faut s'abonner du coup. Donc ce que je vais faire, je vais mettre le résumé complet du live sur Team Motorsport, mais je vais mettre que la partie où il présente la monoplace sur Team F1. Parce que tout ce blabla inutile, on s'en branle là. On va dire les termes. Oh là là, la mise en scène, au secours. Regardez Max Verstappen qui s'évade dans les rues de New York. Quel cinéma! Regardez, ça change les roues sur la plage, au calme. J'ai des problèmes de connexion moi par contre là. C'est compliqué. Hein. C'est compliqué la connexion. J'ai essayé de baisser la qualité, surtout l'upload qui pose problème visiblement. Je vais mettre en 480p. On va voir ce que ça donne. Ah, ça a l'air un peu mieux. Ah, quoique. Si ça pouvait rester là comme ça.
Without question, nobody pushes the limits quite like Oracle Red Bull. What a tremendous year once again in 2022, not only achieving back-to-back driver championships, but also the constructor championship. It's wonderful to be here in New York with all of you today. Thank all of you here in the live audience for coming out. And we'll start the day, come on out, brother, with team principal and CEO of Oracle Red Bull Racing, Christian Horner. Great to see you, brother. Good morning. Congratulations on the tremendous success you guys have achieved at Oracle Red Bull. We are all
ouais, je ferai ça juste avant le début de la saison. Ça va être vite vu, hein, ça va durer 1 minute. Hein. C'est facile à expliquer. Oh, Horner!
You know, the US is playing such a big role in Formula One these days. 3 Grand Prix, you know, Las Vegas coming onto the calendar as well this year. So it seemed only fitting, you know, to unveil the RB19 and our plans for the season ahead, you know, here in New York City.
It is unbelievable the growth of Formula One in the United States, even over the past couple of years. How do you describe it?
It's been massive, and you know, it's just been fantastic to see the US really embracing Formula One. And you know, we started with a race in Austin, and then Miami introduced last year, and of course Vegas coming this year. And we're seeing the US really engaging, you know, in Formula One and everything that's going on. We're seeing a much younger demographic, a much younger fan base coming into the sport as well. And you know, we now have so many US partners. It's a really exciting time for Formula One, and you know, particularly in the United States.
And the team performed extremely well, both in Austin and in Miami. What were the keys to you guys doing so well here in the U.S.?
Well, all races carry the same points, but they were 2 big races that we wanted to win. And Miami being the first race was a super tight race. And I think that, you know, that was a big race for Max to win, a really tight race. And then, of course, in Austin, it was a weekend that was, you know, quite an emotional weekend. We lost our founder and chairman, Dietrich Mateschitz, and you know, we had the opportunity to win the Constructors' Championship for the first time in 8 years. And on Sunday, you know, Max winning that race, you know, Checo up there on the podium as well, converted those points to win and bring home that Constructors' Championship.
You noted the co-founder of Red Bull, Dietrich Mateschitz. I know you had quite a relationship with him. How do you define the emotion that you guys were experiencing there in Austin, and what is his influence?
Well, of course, he was a huge influence in everything that we did. It was his passion, not just within Red Bull Racing, but the whole Red Bull group. And, you know, that lives on today. And, you know, the passion, the determination, the fact that, you know, we're mavericks, we're pushing the boundary, we're doing things differently. And then, you know, hence we're here, the only team to announce in the US. And, you know, we're getting on with and preparing for the season ahead. We're very exciting about it. We got tremendous support from Red Bull and the shareholders, and looking forward to this busy season in 2023.
I was going to ask you, what's your perspective for 2023 with Red Bull and Honda?
Well, it's going to be an incredible season. Our rivals, you know, for sure, you know, haven't stood still. So, you know, we're expecting, you know, Ferrari to be competitive. Mercedes are going to be there. You know, there's some other teams that could well make some big progress as well. So this time of year, it's all a big unknown, and it's a question of focusing on ourselves, on doing the best that we can. And then in Bahrain, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll get to see everybody's car, and we'll realize, you know, have we missed something, have we not? And then we set off on this 23-race journey between, you know, March and November, and you know, there's going to be highs and lows along the way, I'm sure, but I think we're in a good place and looking to carry on that momentum from last year.
As we noted just a moment ago, one of the most impressive parts of 2022 was the fact that you guys started in the top 4 in every single Grand Prix during the season. Define for me what that means. Like, what is the challenge to achieve that?
Well, I think consistency is incredibly important, and I think that what we achieved last year with 17 victories out of 22 races, 2 out of the 3 sprint races. We hit a level that we haven't previously, and with both drivers delivering was a phenomenal performance. And I think that we're going to have to be at the top of our game this year because the drivers, the teams that we're up against, they're hugely competitive and skillful teams. So we're going to have to be at the top of our game this season, we're looking forward to it. It's been a good winter. It's been a chance to recharge the batteries, get focused on the regulation change for this year, some subtle changes with the cars for this year, but everybody's ready to go racing again.
And what can you share with us about Grand Toro 2023? I know it's a huge initiative.
Yeah, it's a big initiative. It's something that we did in Europe last year, which is basically, I don't think you can call it a rally, but it's a bunch of enthusiasts in very nice cars going from the UK to Austria. Last year we're doing that, going to do that again in Europe, and we're going to do a road trip as well from, in the build-up to the Vegas race from Los Angeles across. So that's a great initiative. We met some great people and fans of the team on that, and the drivers are going to get involved. Daniel and David Coulthard will be getting involved in that.
Really appreciate your perspective, your leadership of the program. Thank you so much, Christian. We'll see much more of you here in just a bit. Right now, folks, let's take a moment to celebrate some of the athletes from the world of Red Bull. As one of the most visible sponsors in extreme sports globally, Red Bull is an energy drink that broke the mold of what's expected from a brand.
Now, please welcome Red Bull athletes, Eileen Gu, Miles Chamley-Watson, Seb Powell, and Leticia Buffoni. So let's start with you, Eileen. At only 19 years old, you're an Olympic champion, professional freestyle skier. I would like to highlight some of your some of the highlights of your career. You're the youngest Olympic champion in freestyle skiing. One of only a handful of free skiers to compete in all 3 disciplines.
Ils sont en avance sur le site Red Bull, merde alors.
Freestyle skier to win 3 medals at single Winter Olympic. Welcome.
Salut Zach, la Mercedes c'est le 15.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I love F1 so much, and it's really exciting to be a part of this monumental event and to share it with all these incredible athletes.
Now, tell me, Eileen, Red Bull Racing just won 2 championships in a row, something pretty difficult to achieve. What's the key in your sport that allows you to continue to perform at the top level?
Absolutely. I think sports are so physical, right? But a huge part of it really is mental. And a lot of people sometimes overlook that. There's so much mental training that goes into it. Learning to deal with pressure, learning to love pressure, learning to overcome it. And
Sans branle de ces gens-là, c'est qui ça? Oh là là.
And I think that's something that Red Bull does so well.
Ça va durer 1 heure cette merde.
This incredible balance of both symbolizing the epitome of
non, il y a que Bahreïn cette année, apparemment.
While also building this family and this sense of community. So we all love what we do so much. We're all the best in the world at it, and somehow we're all best friends with each other. So that's something that's really incredible.
You talk about balance, and please tell me, how do you balance and prioritize all the aspects of your life? From being a professional athlete, a model, attending Stanford, you seem to be equally driven in all of these activities.
I'm actually in my midterms right now. I wrote my philosophy paper on the way over on the red eye. So that's how I balance it. So I think for me, everything comes down to passion. I love fashion because I think it's so personal and expressive. And it's a way that I can really be myself through the way that I look. On the other hand, I think skiing really embodies those same traits, but in the way that I feel, in the way that I ski, in the way that I am in the air. And then finally, school to me it's the cognitive aspect. It's the intellectual aspects. It's the way I approach all the other things. And that's what allows me to deal with pressure. It's what allows me to love fashion and to really nerd out about all the materials and the designers. And everything really is interconnected for me, and truly it comes down to the fact that I love everything I do. They balance each other out really well, and it won't let me get burned out.
Good. Now, welcome to two-time world champion and 2016 Team Olympic medalist in fencing, Miles Chambley-Watson. Hi, how are you, Miles?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's lovely to be here back in cold New York for a lovely event, so thanks again.
Miles, tell me, how is Red Bull different from other companies that partner with athletes?
Well, Red Bull's definitely, they were the first sponsor to ever sign me, but they definitely care about the athletes. You know, they ask us questions. They've been, you know, helping me build and change the sport. And they're very, you know, encouraging and always behind me, which is something that, as a partner, I always look to have. And they're just amazing people. And it's not really a sponsorship, it's a family.
Ouais, je t'avoue que là, ça serait terrible.
I see them around the world.
Ça serait terrible si ça arrivait. C'est pas impossible, hein, n'empêche.
Now tell me, what attracted to you to F1?
C'est ça le pire.
I mean, as a kid growing up in London, I've always loved F1. I've always loved driving fast. And I'm obviously heavily invested. And I just think what they do is, it's honestly incredible. And then when you get to see it up close, you really get to see that they do put their lives on the line. And I think the TV doesn't do justice. So like when you go and see a race, you really see like how mad they are. And it's really incredible to see. So, yeah.
Perfect. Now, next up fresh of X Games in Aspen is 23-year-old Seb Powell. Hi, Seb, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All good, thank you. Can you describe your unique style of riding and please explain me what is the knuckle hawk?
So my unique style of riding is, it's a lot different from normal snowboarders because of pretty much how spontaneous it is. I can have an idea of what I want to do, dropping into a jump or rail or whatever, but the second I get up to it, or I'm about to take off, I get completely...
Salut Mimolette, tu t'attends pas à grand chose, Rem, par une copie de l'an dernier? Bah, il y a des rumeurs comme quoi elle serait blanche après. À voir si ce sera réel ou pas. Les rumeurs, si c'est du fake. Bon alors c'est bien gentil hein, tous les athlètes du Red Bull Game, mais bon... Est-ce qu'on pourrait parler de F1 là? Non? C'est trop demandé? C'est une présentation de la Red Bull RB19, pas de l'académie Red Bull des sportifs en fait. Oh là là, je supporte pas cette entreprise là. Insupportable. En 2026, ouais, en 2026 c'est loin. Concentre-nous d'abord sur 2023, 24 et 25. Mais oui, je pense qu'en 2026 ça changera de couleur, c'est sûr. Plus grande présentation de l'histoire. Ah, j'adore. Hein, ils sont sympas, hein, Zeb, Powell, très sympa, mais bon, on s'en fout en fait de ce que tu racontes, mec. On s'en bat les steaks, clairement. Reste dans ton sport, nous on s'occupe de la F1, là, clairement. C'est des randoms sportifs là, ils ont rien à voir avec la F1, c'est dommage, je trouve, de nous faire perdre du temps comme ça, quoi. Qu'ils interviewent Horner, les pilotes, les ingénieurs, ok, ça c'est logique, mais pas eux quoi en fait. Ah là là, on les changera pas Red Bull. Hein.
It's pretty cool because it gave me this niche that I didn't know I had, which is just riding with a lot of people, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what I'm saying. It gave me this niche of pretty much inviting. It's like it welcomes people to what is the word? It's like pretty much getting
involved with the sport.
Yeah, like we have kids pretty much come out and it's like you just make them feel welcome and ride with them. It's not really just a session for us, it's a session for them, and it like pretty much we just have as much fun as possible, and it makes them feel really involved with the sport, and just a lot of fun.
Sounds great. And now, welcome six-time X Games skateboarding gold medalist Leticia Buffoni, an icon in women's skateboarding. Hi, Leticia, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
All good, thank you. You competed in the Tokyo Olympics where skateboarding debuted. Please tell me about the emotions of being there.
Man, it was crazy. I never thought in my life I'll be competing in the Olympics and representing my country, and it was amazing. It was a lot of nerves, and I want to do it again because it was amazing.
Now, we saw your recent Sky Grain video. Please tell me how to come up with, prepare for it. it was crazy. Oh my God.
It was a dream of mine that I had about 5 years ago, and I brought to Red Bull. They loved the idea, and they wanted to do it. It took us a long time to prepare and organize everything. I had to train a lot. I had to do over 100 jumps for the actual jump, and it was a lot of work, but we made it somehow.
Worth it.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was a dream come true.
Cool. Eileen, you attended last year the Monaco Grand Prix and Miami. Tell me about the experience of being in those Grand Prix.
Well, I'm a huge adrenaline addict. I think everybody on this stage is. But really, seeing it in person truly is so different. The drivers are going so fast. I can't even imagine moving at that speed. And having to make reactions just like that, it really shows how you have to be so dialed in. You almost have to be subconscious and functioning as though you and the driver and the car are one. And that is just something that I admire so much. I admire excellence in any field, but in a sport like F1, I really, I love watching, and I have so much respect for the drivers.
Miles, you were too in Miami, and you did an Instagram takeover. So tell me about that. And are you planning to attend to another race this year?
Yeah, so Miami was so hot. My God. I definitely love going to races. I'll definitely be at more. I think we can settle the dispute that F1 drivers are athletes. So if I hear this again, okay, they are fully athletes because it's so crazy what they do. And I hope to go to Vegas for the race. Definitely hope I make it back. So Red Bull, I'll be there. And yeah. And
Instagram?
Oh, yes. Instagram will be there too, but it was a nice little takeover to kind of show the fans and people that watched it what really goes on at the races, you know, how it's a huge team and it's not just like the drivers, so I think it was cool to...
C'est Red Bull, la com, il y a encore de la com, c'est ça, ils commencent déjà à nous saouler, ça va pas commencer, je pense que ça va durer tout longtemps. Non, ils ont dit que ça durerait 1 heure en gros, grosso modo. Ça va et toi, D'Angelo? Ah là, j'en peux plus de Zeb. Hein. Zeb, tais-toi.
See how they operate, it's all so intense. Like, we were at the end of the mile stretch in Miami.
Dans le chat Red Bull, il y a des... Même les fans de Red Bull, ils en peuvent plus, là. On s'en fout! Vas-y, je vais commenter. Ouais. Oui! Don't care! Fuck! Putain, j'ai même pas vu mon message passer. Ça va tellement vite. C'est horrible.
I think just everything about Miami, the weather, you didn't like it, the parties, everything about it was beautiful. I can't wait to go back.
Good. Well, let's thank to you all for joining us here today and enjoy the races you will attend this upcoming season.
Oui, allez,
and
merci.
Please keep pushing all the limits on the world sports. Let's check in with Marty. What do you have, Marty?
Est-ce qu'on peut voir des voitures, des Formule 1, des pilotes, je sais pas, quelque chose en rapport avec la F1, s'il vous plaît? Non?
And learn about it from those amazing athletes themselves. Oracle Red Bull Racing continues to put fans at the forefront of everything they do. 2023 will be no exception. Let's take a look at someone else who's getting involved.
Ah, une Red Bull blanche. Mais bon, évidemment, ils vont la peindre. Hein. Elle va pas rester comme ça, j'imagine. Ah là là là. C'est une Red Bull zèbre. Une Red Bull zébrée. Comment on dit zèbre en anglais du coup? Je sais pas. Oh Max. Oh Checo. Là c'est vilain, hein. J'espère que c'est pas ça, hein. Elle est livrée. Hein. C'est... voilà, magnifique. J'espère que c'est pas ça, hein, vraiment. La Zebra Bull. Non, la Red Zebra. La White Zebra.
Why didn't you get that suit, man? You look fantastic in that suit.
Je vous préviens, dès qu'on voit la livrée, je me casse. Hein. Je n'attends même pas les interviews de tout le monde après.
We're launching a competition called Make Your Mark, powered by Oracle. Christian, what more can you tell us about this initiative?
Well, this is very much about getting.
Ça fait déjà 25 minutes que ça a commencé, il n'y a rien pour l'instant.
So for the 3 US races that we have this year, for the first time ever, we're going to get the fans involved.
Alors il va sûrement y avoir le point Ford aussi du coup. Mais ce sera peut-être après la livrée, je sais pas. À voir.
Long and hard about it, but we know it's what people want to see, to be able to get involved, and this is your chance
chat, I'm dying.
To be able to do that. So for the first race, obviously US race in May in Miami, the competition opens I think today, and to get involved and come up with some interesting liveries. That there'll be then a panel of judges, and we'll pick out the best and most striking ones for these 3 iconic races.
How fun. I mean, what an awesome initiative to get the fans even more involved than they've ever been. For more information on this, guys, Make Your Mark. You can go to the paddock, and no doubt across social media you'll see so much more on this initiative in the foreseeable future. Head to redbullracing.com/the paddock to find out more. Absolutely awesome opportunity for the fans. It sounds amazing, and definitely I'm going to get on board. Something special happening here with Mr. Doodle and the RB14 show car, right?
Yeah, so we saw the video of Mr. Doodle there taking one of our old show cars, and he's done a unique livery on it. You can see it's pretty special. It's a piece of art. Now that we're going to auction that car for our charity, our nominated charity, Wings for Life, and every single penny from that auction for that car is going to go to the charity. So the auction, again, is going to open, I think it opens today through Christie's. And yeah, hopefully, I mean, it's going to look great in somebody's living room. Yours? Or it's on somebody's wall. I mean, it's a fantastic piece of art, you'd have to say. And I mean, this guy, he's doodled his entire house. He lives in a house that looks like that.
Did he do your house?
No. But Max, saw him doing it, was hugely impressed. So maybe he's going to put in a bid as well.
So what you're telling me is when you guys get to Miami, it's Max who's going to be wearing that suit.
Well, you never know. But look, this is a really cool initiative to buy one of our former cars. They're not, we don't sell many cars. It is a show car, but in this unique doodle livery, and every single penny going towards Wings for Life, that's looking to find a cure for spinal cord injury and damage.
I love that it benefits Wings for Life. That is wonderful. Okay, guys, now we're going to hang out with a very special person, and we're going to welcome him back home to the world of Oracle Red Bull Racing. It's our boy, and we're happy to have him back.
Ah, les pilotes, on avance.
Please, let's give a big round of applause and welcome back 8-time Grand Prix winner and one of the friendliest drivers in the F1 grid, Daniel Ricciardo, to Oracle Red Bull Racing. Daniel, you spent the first decade of your Formula One career with Red Bull. Now you're back as a third driver. How does it feel to be back in this stage?
Feels amazing. Hello, everyone. It feels, it's like returning home, and after in this now second phase of my career, it feels warm and cozy. A lot of familiar faces, and back in the family. A lot of fond memories.
Can you explain us a little bit more about this new role that you will have with the team?
Yes, I'll attend some races, obviously, and it's really just to help also develop the car, use my experience, a lot of simulator work, and just keep involved in the sport. Obviously, keep a close eye on what's happening, and try and obviously help the team as much as possible. More obviously behind the scenes, but when I'm trackside as well, I'll get nice and close to all the engineers and find out where I can help and contribute.
What was your reaction watching Max and Oracle Red Bull Racing winning a back-to-back World Championship in 2022 and the addition
C'est ça, Ricardo, histoire de lui mettre un peu la pression. Perez, c'est clair, il va servir à ça, hein, clairement.
Against him last year, but it was really, honestly, really cool to see. And the start of the season was like nip and tuck, with the battle with Ferrari as well, and then the way that Red Bull was able just to kind of continue to press on through the year and ultimately dominate what looked like really the second half of the season was really impressive. So many members of the team I worked with and I was so happy for, and really cool to see them back on top.
You are the first person we're seeing this year in person, wearing the new Castor kit, the kit that you will be using in 2023. So please tell me about this kit. What are your thoughts on this Castor kit? Maybe you can...
Do you want me to model?
Yeah. Da-na-na-na-na. Great.
Well, as you can see, it's very flexible, very usable, wearable. So no, it looks great. I mean, for me as well, like putting the Red Bull uniform back on. Obviously, it's a new Castor one as well, but just it's like it's a happy feeling for me. Certainly, some strong like nostalgia and all of that. But yeah, I think we look good. I did a workout in it this morning. Not really. We had an early start, but I'll do a workout later and let you know how it is.
It's really good. You look great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel, for being here with us. It's a pleasure to see you back with the team. And right now, let's take a look at the 2023 brand shoot. True to form, Oracle Red Bull Racing got fans involved, making them one of the first people, besides Daniel, of course, that were lucky enough to wear the new Castor team wear for 2023. Our fans were also treated to a sneak peek of the new range of caps and footwear developed by the team by US-based pioneers New Era and APL. What a lineup. Let's check it out.
Everyone's excited. You're competing against the best in the world. Same goal. It's about...
Ça va être quoi maintenant, les fringues? Oh là 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 là. On va pas s'en sortir, hein. On va pas s'en sortir, hein. Je me fais violence hein, pour finir ce stream. Hein. Vous savez que j'aime beaucoup cette équipe. Mais bon, il faut le faire, il faut le faire.
What do we have here? New team kit. That's exactly what you want. We're gonna be pretty fresh. I'm still, growing, learning, getting more experience on track, off track, in general in life. To be honest, my goal is just to try and be better again.
C'est beau, merci à toi. Merci à vous.
Try to be a good example for the younger generations.
Oh là 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 là, mais j'en peux plus, mais c'est nul. C'est cringe. Comme ils disent dans le chat Red Bull.
Say hello to two-time defending Formula One world champion Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen.
Checo Perez, and of course we welcome back Christian Horner, team principal as well. Checo, I want to start with you. Welcome to New York, man.
Allez, je pense qu'on se rapproche du reveal de la voiture là quand même.
Oracle Red Bull decided to have the season launch right here in the United States of America.
Yeah, well, I think it's growing so much in the US, the support for our team. Everywhere where we go, we have already 3 races in the US, and we can see that definitely we're getting a lot of support. We're becoming the favorite team of this country, which is great. So, yeah, we're very privileged to have so much support from the US.
Max, it's one thing to win one world championship. Obviously, it's a dream, but to defend it is an entirely different challenge. Why were you and your team able to do that?
Well, I mean, of course we did last year, but yeah, we're just very excited to come here. We know, like Checo said, the US is incredibly important to us. We are going to have 3 races now this year. I think we're all very much looking forward to, and they're also very different to each other, So yeah, to be here today, and also from our side, we're very optimistic again for this year, and of course, we're going to try to defend that title.
Checo, as we discussed earlier with Christian,
Checo.
you guys were the only team to start in the top 4 in every Grand Prix.
Prépare la vidéo.
2020.
Il y a la relation de Red Bull.
Of accomplishing
Pour
that?
l'instant, je vais
Yeah,
pas en route,
definitely
mais...
is to keep progressing. You know, the competition is getting better, and so we have to keep progressing. We have to be
Oui, je vais
better than we
encore
were
me
last
faire
year,
dominer
and
par
that's
Max.
gonna be
Ils vont
really
encore le
difficult.
favoriser avec les évolutions.
But
Je suis très content de ça. J'ai hâte de vivre une nouvelle saison de galère dans cette écurie. J'ai résumé ce qu'il pense, en fait. Ce qu'il dira jamais, mais ce qu'il pense.
Within the organization, what is the challenge when you have 2 world-class championship caliber teams battling against one another to maintain that harmony?
Well, we're very lucky. We've got two fantastic drivers, and you know, their combined efforts the last 2 years have been stunning. Obviously, you know, that first Drivers' World Championship for Max in 21, and then you know the double championship last year, and you know, winning 17 Grand Prix between the two of them, and you know, first and third in the Drivers' Championship, and of course bringing home that Constructors' Championship back to Oracle Red Bull Racing for the first time in 8 years. And you know, these guys, you know, I think it's the best pairing we've ever had in Formula One. It's been hugely successful, and you know, we're going to need every bit of that this year as we go against some big opponents. You know, with the other teams looking to come back at us after, you know, such a dominant season last year. But you know, we're very fortunate to have two such talented drivers.
Max, you don't strike me as someone who rests very much. You seem to continue to want to push and find the maximum performance within yourself. But as you have reflected on back-to-back championships, how do you define what you've achieved so far?
Yeah, of course, it's been great. When you're a little kid and you're working towards your dream, your goal, first of all, that is to try and become a Formula One driver. Then, of course, the next steps are about trying to win a race, you know, put the car on pole, and then eventually the big dream is, of course, to win a championship. And once I achieved that, of course, for me, like, a lot of pressure fell off my shoulders because I felt like I had achieved everything I wanted in my sporting career. But then it's all about trying to stay there, because that's probably even harder than getting there. And that's why I think last year was a very good test, you know, to see if we could do that. But also from my side, you know, I constantly try to improve myself, because nobody is perfect. And I think throughout your whole career, I think you are always improving, learning.
S'étouffe Max, il en peut plus de cette cérémonie de présentation. Where is the car? Je voudrais passer dans le chat. Bah, la voiture n'est pas là encore.
Best of luck. A tremendous season ahead with so much promise. What are you most looking forward to in the coming season?
Well, definitely to have a good time with the team and to improve what we've done last year. And yeah, I think if we're able to do that, then it will be a great season. You know, it's such a long year ahead that we just have to make sure we are full of energy.
Voilà, juste pour ça, j'espère qu'ils vont rater leur saison, quoi. Juste pour la présentation infernale, hyper longue. Ah là, les questions. Comment vous allez défendre votre titre en 2023? Oh là là.
Hunter to the hunted, and I think that you know, everybody in the team is so motivated and fully up for this challenge. I think, you know, having tasted that success last year, you know, some subtle regulation changes for this year. Everybody back in the factory is just pushing flat out, and you know, we're excited to see the car for the run for the first time. Only 3 days of testing before we go racing, and then, you know, as these guys say, it's going to be 9 months. Traveling around the world, you know, racing at all these different venues, and it's going to be, I think, an incredibly competitive year this year.
For both of you, here in the United States, we're seeing this explosion of popularity in Formula One. How do you describe the global passion of the F1 fan base?
Well, I think, you know, new ownership definitely focused more on the US as well, because we knew that we were definitely lacking there still. So they definitely have done an incredible job in boosting it in the US, and then of course also through Netflix. I guess everyone in here has Netflix, so
they're here somewhere, brother.
Yeah,
I signed my life away.
You watch a lot of Netflix, right? So of course having the series on Netflix helped a lot to get a bit more of an insight of everyone's racing career, because it always felt like probably F1 was quite a closed environment you couldn't really get into. So when you have a bit more behind the scenes, like cameras and footage, I think that helped a lot. That you can see a little bit more of the personality behind it as well.
When you go home to Mexico, it is crazy. How do you describe the passion of the fans?
Yeah, certainly the passion of the sport has grown a lot. You know, like Max says, you know, I think certainly Netflix has put the people, the fans, a little bit closer to the drivers, to the teams. They're more into what we go through, you know, because we go through so much for 9 months a year. You know, we have good days, bad days, so we show a lot of emotions. And the fans are always with us, you know, so we are very privileged to have them and to receive the support we get, you know. So yeah, I'm extremely lucky to have the amount of support I get around the world, and especially here in the US.
Love it. Christian, what is the team's plan for show runs in 2023?
Well, we've got a busy events ahead of us. I think we're doing about 20 show runs. So you know, Daniel being back in the team, he's going to be driving at all kinds of different venues, and you know, this includes 2 in the US. They're going to be announced, you know, in Chicago and Nashville. So yeah, we're looking forward to taking Formula One to the people. And you know, the show runs have been tremendously successful in terms of just exposing Formula One, seeing these cars where you wouldn't expect to see them, and you know, lighting up the streets in Chicago and Nashville is going to be a lot of fun this year.
Really appreciate your perspective, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And I got to tell you, Christian, Daniel Ricciardo let loose in Nashville, Tennessee, unsupervised is a scary, scary thing. Oracle Red Bull Racing has always pushed the limits on where to go next. Let's take a look at the ultimate road trip across America from Oracle Red Bull Racing.
Alors, après 43 minutes de live, eh ben écoutez, voilà, c'est la même chose, hein. Quelle blague. Tout ça pour ça, vraiment. C'est donc ça, la RB19. Quelle blague. Salut KD. Bah, elle est vachement blanche, hein, du coup, hein. Non, c'est une blague. The same car. Eh bien, j'espère qu'ils rateront leur saison juste pour ce qu'ils nous ont infligé lors de cette présentation inutile. Ah là là, mon Dieu. Et même dans le chat de YouTube Red Bull, ils sont déçus. Hein. CTRL-C, CTRL-V, c'est ça. Tu nous l'avais dit, voilà. Bon, c'était prévisible, hein, de toute façon. Le seul changement qu'il y aura, ce sera vraiment en 2026 avec Ford, quoi, en fait. Voilà pour cette RB19, sans surprise, donc. Bon, je me casse dans 5 minutes. On écoute un peu, et puis après je me barre, parce que ça n'a plus aucun intérêt, quoi. Dans 3-4 minutes, ouais. The new regulations, but RB19 draws on all the strengths, hopefully, from what was our most successful ever car.
Max, what were your thoughts on the first time that you saw the RB19?
It's right now.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Well,
Je coupe juste l'image 2 petites secondes, j'arrive.
Pretty similar for a couple of years now, but I actually, always find it a cool looking car. It really shows you, the Red Bull colors all over the place, and we have had a lot of success like that. So why do we need to change it up a lot? Of course, we have a few more partners on the car, a few new partners as well, and that's where it's all about.
Checo, what's the testing process for you guys as you prepare for the season opener in Bahrain, March 3rd?
Yeah, for now it's about getting up to a good physical level before the season starts, because it's very short time that we get in the car. We're gonna be having just a day and a half each on the car before the season starts. So it's really how much you can do now, and the work you do with the engineers for now, and that's the key, that's the most you can do.
Je ne sais pas KD, hein. Je sais pas moi qui gère Twitch. Hein. Dommage pour toi. Tu as... Bon, de toute façon, qu'est-ce que t'as raté, j'ai envie de te dire. T'as raté du blabla inutile des sportifs Red Bull pendant une demi-heure. Après, bon, t'as eu les pilotes quand même qui ont été interviewés, Ricardo aussi. Mais le début était à chier, quoi. C'était vraiment long. Hein.
Lend some of my experience as well to the track and the engineers.
Max, have you done any testing in it yet? Have you done any testing at all in that yet?
Only on the simulator.
What are the differences?
Yeah, I mean, you know, coming out of last year, you get a bit of a picture of what you want from the car, what you want.
Ils sont très énervés en tout cas dans le chat Red Bull là. À gauche, YouTube. Mercedes, on sait qu'il y aura du changement, Ferrari peut-être au niveau du style, mais eux c'était sûr, il y a 2-3 détails héros qui vont pas les montrer. Ouais, oui, c'est sûr. Ils auraient pu faire un effort sur la livrée quoi, quelques petits changements par-ci par-là, c'est dommage. Ah là là. Bon bah tant pis. Hein. Alors, avant de se quitter, je vais regarder quand même quel est le calendrier de présentation.
Well, once you get to see your new car, you really get excited and you really realize that the season is about to start. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be a very long season, plenty of races. So for me, I think it's very important.
Du coup, la prochaine c'est Williams. Ce sera la livrée. C'est le 6 février, c'est lundi donc. On sait pas l'heure. Ah si, c'est 15h. Bon, je sais pas si je ferai un live de ça. Hein. Williams, bon, je vous avoue que... Osef. Alfa Romeo, c'est à 10h le lendemain. 10h du mat. Il n'y aura pas de live à ce temps-là. AlphaTauri, c'est le 11. Donc en gros, prochaine présentation, c'est Williams, quoi. Très bien. Bon, je ferai peut-être un live lundi, on verra. S'il y a vraiment un live. Bon allez, moi je vous laisse, j'en ai assez soupé de Red Bull là. Tout ça pour ça, j'ai envie de dire. À la prochaine, pensez à vous abonner.